Pasa, bienvenido. Welcome to Pasa on RadioLatinoTV.com. We have a special program today, and we thank all of our listeners. And today we're talking immigration updates, including updates on whatever the DREAM group, the DRM group, is doing, thanks to Erika Andiola, Government Relations Director, who is online right now. Erika, how are you?
Hello, I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me again.
Well, yes, Erika has been on the Pasa show before with news and views, and we're going to be asking you a couple of questions, Erika, but first I want to let the viewers know, the listeners know, what else we'll be doing today. At noon, mediodía, Eastern Time, Fernando Zapari will be here on Pasa, and we will be getting an update from the 5 walkers across America for the DREAM Act, sponsored by the Campaign for American Dream. We already know that the walk has begun from San Francisco to Washington, D.C., the nation's capital. So we will be talking to more than one of the walkers at noon on News and Views. Okay, Erika, I read your press release last week regarding the very well publicized situation with Daniela in Florida, Daniela Lopez in Florida, the valedictorian at South Miami High School, and who is at risk of deportation. And then I see in your press release from the DRM group, the DRM group is a national advocacy group for humane immigration reform and the DREAM Act. And that is very important. What is and your press release, I want to let you explain it, Erika. Your press release talks about a new proposal called the STARS Act, introduced by Representative Rivera in Florida. And yet it doesn't seem to be as comprehensive as the DREAM Act. Am I right about that?
Yes. So basically, Daniela, she's a dreamer from Florida as well.
Mm-hmm.
And we having, we're supporting her in any way we can. In Florida, there's a lot of support for Kate. She was about to be deported, and a lot of the community members jumped in. There was at least thousands of people who rallied for her. And, we are definitely grateful for that, and we're really trying to see if we can have a solution, right, to the case. And I think the STARS Act was something that we definitely think would be a great solution for her, for a private bill, something that she would benefit from. As she is 18 years old, and she would qualify for, everything that the STARS Act has. However, we don't believe that this is something that we should take as a bill. It's not a solution. We know that the DREAM Act, even the DREAM Act is limited, right? And the DREAM Act talks about having students and youth. But we don't want it to be more watered down. We don't want it to be where only it will be a very, very, very small percentage of youth who will be able to apply for this. And we believe that we should definitely fight for something bigger and get it closer and closer to an immigration reform when we can help a majority of the documented population in the country.
Well, you said it, Erika. Really, the goal would be. For all the dreamers, and 2.1 million dreamers throughout the United States, a good proposal that provides paths to citizenship, whether it be through school or military or working. So you're right, the DREAM Act is already somewhat limited, and yet this other one seems to be even more so. Can we go back again to the case of Daniela? Right now, what's her status? Is she okay for now? And I know she's applying for college. I'm going on the basis of the national news coverage on that. What is her status right now?
The Would you repeat the question?
Yes. Okay. When on the CNN and other news broadcasts, they talked about Daniela being at risk of deportation. But didn't she get some kind of a 2-year reprieve or until we can do something about this at the national level?
Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I'm having a lot of trouble with hearing you.
Okay.
I understand.
Okay, Erika, let me approach it in a different manner here. According to the media, Daniela is now graduating as a valedictorian and is now applying for college or universities. Is she able to do that now? Will she be able to become accepted at a college or a university now while she's waiting for something to happen, such as a DREAM Act? Erika? We might have lost Erika for temporarily here. Until we hear back, we will continue on. What I'm going on is a program that was on the national news regarding Daniela from Florida, and she is at risk of deportation. And what we're trying to determine here is whether she is no longer at risk of deportation and is able to apply for college. She wants to apply to the University of Florida, according to the news, and other universities and colleges. So I'm assuming that that is the case, that there is a 2-year reprieve or a 2-year wait, and then we will see what happens. On the very same show, when we get back in touch with Erika, we'll discuss this. Vice President Joe Biden was interviewed by the media about this, and he came out and just said flat out, that the situation is senseless, and that we need the DREAM Act. We need comprehensive immigration reform. We need path to citizenship for people, especially the people who were literally brought over here by their parents in search of the American dream, and they're called the Dreamers, and their numbers add up, 2.1 million. And he did talk about President Barack Obama introducing some immigration reform legislation this session yet, and we will at some point receive an opinion from the DRM group about whether or not they think that's will have a chance to pass or not. But in the meantime, we are going to take a break on RadioLatinoTV.com and thank all of our listeners on Pasa. And remember, whatever happens in terms of trying to get back in contact with the DRM group or not, remember at noon today Eastern Standard Time, we will be talking with some of the walkers across America for the DREAM Act. The brief intermission, and we will return to Pasa on RadioLatinoTV.com. Welcome back again. Bienvenido to Pasa, news and views on RadioLatinoTV.com. And we have reconnected with Erika Andiola from the DRM group. And welcome back, Erika.
Hello, thank you for having me. How are you?
We are doing fine. We have good weather here, like your weather is all the time. We are having good weather here. All right, before we go back to a question I have, I would like to thank, and really thank, our sponsor, John Rogers. He is an attorney at law in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and he is the attorney to go to for anyone in need of legal advice or legal assistance. And his phone number in Fort Wayne in Espanol would be 260-704-0682, and in English at 426-0674. Erika, when I watched the CNN reports about the valedictorian in Florida, and Joe Biden, Vice President Joe Biden, was also interviewed, and he called the failure to pass the DREAM Act as senseless, and said that the Obama administration would be introducing some legislation for some form of immigration reform. Do you see anything like that? And also, Erika, what exactly is the DRM group doing now? I mean, where is your focus right now? Where are you headed?
What are we doing in regards to, well, in regards to the STARS Act and in regards to what's going on with Andiola, you know, we have been very supportive of, you know, everything that's happening with her, but right now that, you know, we're able to, or at least not us, but the community there in Florida, we're able to do a great job on something with deportation. You know, of course, every time we hear of a dreamer getting I guess, the right to be here in this country, it's amazing. But we also have seen that, you know, there's something that came out of that called the STARS Act, which is something that came out because of her case, because some of the folks from Florida, especially the Republican folks, such as Ileana, one of the congresswomen, and also one of the congressmen, they realized that they could actually help her through the STARS Act, which is something, it's like another version of the DREAM Act, but it's a lot more watered down. He talks about having an age cap of 18, which is way, way, way lower than what the DREAM Act it actually is. And so, you know, we've been very supportive of actually, you know, doing something like that for her as a private bill. But we don't think, you know, watering down even more a bill that would help a very small population of undocumented immigrants. I don't think that really that's the answer. So we're definitely trying to change the conversation and you know, make sure that instead of trying to help less and less undocumented folks, that we're able to open up more discussions so we can, you know, either pass the DREAM Act and work a lot harder towards an immigration reform that can help more of us.
And really, the DREAM Act is also somewhat limited, as you pointed out earlier. And the DREAM Act is the proposal that we have been truly advocating and supporting all along. And so we applaud your efforts, the DRM group's efforts, in terms of pointing out the differences between the STARS Act and the DREAM Act and focusing more on the DREAM Act. We also, Erika, are running out of time as usual. It seems like it always happens when we start these discussions, doesn't it? And we are having some of the walkers. We're going to be talking to some of the walkers for the Walk Across America at noon today. So is there anything else you'd like to tell us about the future, your future agenda for the DRM group or anything?
Yes, of course. So what we're trying to do now is that, you know, we've been working really hard trying to educate the voters, and in particular, you know, educate our Hispanic community, our Latino community on who is that is supporting us, who is supporting immigration, who are those who are being anti-immigrant. And, you know, because of that, we came up with a Vito Romney campaign that helped us, you know, I guess, put out there what is really the agenda of some of the Republican candidates, particularly Romney. And so, towards the future, we want to keep doing that. We want to keep, you know, informing our communities on who are those individuals, who are those people who are running for office that are supporting our communities. And what we're planning to do is we're working on a campaign that we're going to launch pretty soon, which is called Mi Voz Su Voto, meaning that a lot of the voters, a lot of the folks who really support DREAM Act are really supportive of it, just because we know
Right.
And, we're going to be asking a lot of the voters squads that, they're going to vote for a person that is supportive of the DREAM Act, or that is supportive of some sort of way for us to be legalized.
Okay.
And so, we're going to be working a lot towards that and having more and more education of who are the candidates that voted no on the DREAM Act, and who are the candidates that voted yes and that would actually help us pass something in 2013.
And Erika, we've also been following some of your activities for the DRM group, and including your anti-Mitt Romney rally in Arizona last week or the week before. So, but we need to continue on, and as usual, we are running out of time. We will have another interview with you on RadioLatinoTV.com in the immediate future, if that's all right with you, Erika.
Definitely. Yes, thank you for having me, and we'll keep you all updated. And,
good.
Of course, always look on in our communities and what's going on.
Okay, good, Erika, because we'll do our part at our end, and I know your plate is full on your end. And thank you again for being on the show today. All right, John Rogers, our sponsor. Pardon, Erika?
I'm sorry?
Did you say thank you or what? I didn't hear you.
I was just thanking you for having me on the show.
Okay, well that does it. That's exactly it. We're thanking each other, and we really will be doing this again when we have a little more time. All right, today we thank again our sponsor, John Rogers, attorney at law in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And we will return with Fernando Zapari at noon with interviews on the phone, live interviews with some of the walkers for the DREAM Campaign for American Dream, the Walk Across America for the DREAM Act. We will be back shortly. Thank you, all of our listeners. Que pasa?